Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the stock market update video. This is where we do technical analysis on QQQ, S&P 500, Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta. We'll be giving us support and resistance levels, and as well as what's the most likely scenario that price will be heading into potentially this coming week. So before we get started, let's take a look at some data. And after all the shenanigans of everything happening this week, with the CPI data and everything, we still have June as a rate cut and a hold for the rates for the rest of the years. As you guys can see, this blue column means that's the current probability of what's happening. So that's a rate hold all the way till May and potentially a rate cut. All of this can change depending on the data coming in. You can see that just a little bit of a shift, a couple percent away, that June can become a rate hold as well. So it depends on the upcoming CPI data as well as a bunch of macro stuff that's happening around the world. So we'll continue to monitor to see what, if any of these shifts. But as of now, it still stands pretty similar as to what we had prior. Earnings, we have earnings season coming up again. So first two big tech is Tesla and Netflix. So those two are the ones I will be watching. And there's a couple of other ones here as well. Banks, I'll read reports first. And yeah, so we'll see how they do. And we have semiconductors as well coming in. TSM here. We'll see how those play out. And because the semiconductor sector is fuel for the QQQ, and you want to see both of them doing well if you're a bull, obviously. So let's take a look at the data for economic data for next week. So these are all 3-star volatility. So these data will move the market. We have core retail sales in the morning. It's always 1 hour before market opens. And yeah, if we come in as a line, usually doesn't move the market that much. But if it comes in, like we had with the JOLTS data and the jobs data prior week, and those were just come in like doubles, double the what the data I forecast. Those would move the market quite a bit if it comes in that big of a deviation. And we have Fed Powell speaking on Thursday as well, so we'll see what he's gonna say. We haven't heard him really speak after all the macros going on around the world. So we'll see how he talks about those things and go from there. All right, let's take a look at the technicals now. So technical wise, QQ, obviously clear rejection from this uptrending, sorry, downtrending resistance line. Very clear. We have drawn this for months. It's been there. And we rejected from it Thursday. And then a big sell off on Friday. So let's take a look to see if this sell-off is healthy or not. So technically, we have bounced from here to here, and we sold off pretty close to 50% already. So if we start breaking below 364 and close underneath it, it's going to start favoring the bears on the next bounce because it gives them big enough room where on the next bounce, they can potentially scout that daily downtrend. But as of now, it's still in a daily uptrend. And this pullback has bounced off of 12 EMA. This is exactly what the bulls want to see, because you can see how many times we have rejected from that teal looking line, which is the 12 EMA here, right? A whole bunch of times. 5 times down here. Finally, we broke above. Then it made a nice move to the next resistance. Pull back. Now we want to see that 12 EMA teal looking line right there, acting as support, which we did slightly bounce off of it and close above it. That is a good sign, but we need more offense going on because all you can see, we barely bounced. It was just like that, and that's it, right? This could be an hourly bear flag for all we know. One day it just rolls over, and it's an hourly bear flag, and then we're back down below the 12 EMA. That'll be a win for the bears. Yeah, if that happens, then we are probably going to go back down and test this zone, which is the 362.5 level, which is the top of this cluster right there. So definitely don't want to see bears breaking pretty much to Friday's low. If they do, they will have another leg down, probably. So we'll see if bulls can hold that 12 EMA on the daily time frame, as well as the 50% retracement mark, as well as giving that healthy retracement. If it gets too much retracement, then it's not looking good for bulls. yeah, it's pretty much just a tightening range, tightening up. Every move is getting tighter. So we'll see if we mark clues and the rest of the mega cap text to see if which one will help QQQ, which one will not help QQQ in the next coming week. SPY is still healthy, and you can see it's a little bit. Let's see here. Bottom of the move to top of the move, you can see SPY has not gone to the 50% yet. So a healthy pullback. Also bounced off the 12 EMA. You can see we have pretty much closed right on it. It's that teal looking line as well. So essentially, Monday, bulls just need to show up right away in the morning or during pre-market to bounce, give us that bounce going because we're in an hourly downtrend. So, I always say every hourly downtrend can mark the top of a temporary pop, right? So we pretty much hit resistance as well. You can see we hit all QQQ hit this uptrending resistance line at the same time, right? So yeah, which makes perfect sense. When they both hit resistance, they both come down together. Daily time frame still healthy, so no signs of ref like as of now. But if bears can bring another leg down back to here, then it's gonna start favoring the bears on the next bounce. If we do come down to this, if we break this 430, it's gonna be a red flag for me. Yeah, let's see if bulls can show up first thing Monday morning. And let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla relative weakness for sure, definitely. Last 3 days weren't looking good. Let's see how much of a drop was that. 6.9% drop. But essentially, it's still just tightening up. Why is my line it's a little bit off? But pretty much, we are in tiny range still. Bounce, reject from this upper range resistance. Bounce, reject from the upper range resistance. Bounce, and just tightening up into probably his earnings report because everybody wants to see that. So we'll see if Tesla ends up reporting week, and maybe you'll break out of this tiny range. If let's say we get a really bad report, probably gonna break it down, right? Get a really good report, also could break above. Much is striking distance between the two. 5% down, 7% up. So yeah, earnings volatility is around 7 or 8%. So pretty much, however the earnings come in, we'll probably be able to break this range. But obviously, if it comes in, very aligned, it could just not move that much. But usually, earnings for Tesla moves a lot, so that'll be exciting. So we'll see how it goes. As of now, we're in an hourly downtrend, so we'll have to see if bulls can show up to change the hourly trend back to their favor. If not, hourly downtrend will be our guide. It will just keep continuing. No signs of bounce at this moment yet. Makes sense because QQQ pretty much closed at the low of its day. And if Tesla's relatively weak, we're obviously going to close at the low of its day as well. And see, have we broken the pivot? Nope, we have not broken the pivot yet. So this is the pivot for Tesla right there at Friday's low. So technically, we're still in a, let's see, we broke it by a couple pennies. So we are in a neutral trend. So if it didn't break this pivot right there on Friday's low, then we're still in an uptrend. But because we went through it, below it, is in a neutral trend on a daily time frame. It's not a downtrend yet because it's just one straight move. It needs to bounce, make a pivot, and go lower for a downtrend. But bears now have enough room to potentially shift that up. But really, bulls hold above this level, bounce here, and then probably going to go sideways a little bit before into earnings. So we'll see how it goes. All right, Nvidia. Nvidia has that head and shoulders look that I talked about earlier for a couple of weeks. Go to the 288 time frame. It's a lot more clear. Left shoulder, head. And then while on this bounce, I said that if we can't get over this 480, this is where bears need to start taking it down for that potential head and shoulders look. So So it's the right shoulder. Doesn't mean we're going to form it, but the idea is there because right when we came straight from the bottom to the top here, you could just take a short and then get that first couple of days in. Doesn't mean we're going to come all the way down here. But chances of going there at this moment is not that high. It's still favoring the bulls at the moment because the size of the retracement is not that big yet. You can see we bounced from here all the way to here. So far, we've only dropped 3%, right? So it's not end of the world for bear bulls at all. So, and we're still above the 12 EMA, right? So the chart is still intact. Daily uptrend is still intact. And everything is still intact except the hourly downtrend. So this is just the beginning of the hourly downtrend. So we'll see if bulls can show up, and probably might get a little bit more pullback. Let's see here. If we can defend 450, then bulls may get a bounce, but we'll see if they can hold above 450 first. Obviously, it depends on the macro as well. See how the market is going to go. QQ, if it's going to drag it down or not. But if we break 450, I'm looking at 437 for a bounce. So we'll see how Nvidia does there. All right, let's look at Apple. So Apple, very clear resistance as well. Broke above 180. So that's the resistance that has been forming there as well. And we came pretty close to this downtrending mirror looking line. And which is this one. And market rollover. Everyone rolled over on Friday. So still a healthy pullback as well. You can see daily uptrend intact. Every day is just stair step green up. And then we have one consolidation day. So it's not that big of a deal for Apple chart. It's very healthy versus like Tesla. You can see we have 3 big red candles on its relative weakness. So this Apple is relative strength. It's only dropped 1% versus the market dropped close to 1.3. So yeah, Apple is very healthy. No signs of red flags. When I want to see if it comes down to the 12 EMA, teal looking line, I want to see it bounce from there. Let's say we get another little bit of a pullback tomorrow in the morning. I want to see it bounce from that teal looking line as well as 177. Amazon, let's see here. Yeah, still healthy. It's let's see here. Still one initial move. So bounce, pivot set, daily uptrend confirmed on Wednesday. Follow through to the next level, 133, 134 resistance. So that's good. And just one day of pullback. So still healthy as well. No signs of red flags here for Amazon. See size of this move. Bounce is still favoring the bulls. Even this, we have a big day. Down day is still favoring the bulls at the moment because we didn't break through 50% mark yet just from looking at it. And what I want to see is also Amazon holding above the teal looking line, which we did. Bounce off the 12 EMA. Now I want to see it bounce on there first thing Monday morning as well. If not, then it's going to start favoring the bears. If we have another leg down, like that, back to 127, it will start to favor the bears on the next bounce. Very clear Google trend here. Support, resistance. You can see all the way back here. And we got super close to it. And makes sense. You can see Google just been going up every single day since September 26th. So yeah, it's been a while. And 2 days of pullback, still very healthy as well. Still above 12 EMA. And just pull back from the top of the zone, which makes me 52 high. So no bulls are really complaining other than the last 2 days. But every chart needs some form of consolidation as we head higher. Bulls are safe. No signs of red flags. Unless we start getting more legs downs, then I'll let you guys know. Microsoft, similar. There's this downtrending resistance. adjust that a little bit. That's better. So rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. This was a news event, so it doesn't count. 3 rejections. And so far, we are tightening up as well. And see, downturning resistance, upturning support, and we're getting tighter and tighter. So these moves are getting smaller and smaller. Sense? Microsoft still in daily uptrend, intact, everything is healthy. Just a slight one-day pullback, so no signs of red flags as well. And most of these big tech are also earnings are coming up the following week, not next week, but next week just Netflix and Tesla. So the following week after this week. So we'll see how they go. Makes sense that they're actually tightening up into earnings. So earnings can be the fact that breaks all these tiny ranges as we get closer to it. So yeah, we'll see. All right, let's take a look at Meta. Meta also made a new 52-week high, like Google, and just pulled back. And the funny thing, we almost got backed up to the megaphone. You guys know I was like drawing this big megaphone resistance here, this line, and this line, where we're bouncing from it so many days down here, and it was just crazy. We actually got pretty darn close up here, which is surprising. But it's not an exact rejection, but it's just fun to look at because of how these technicals work. See, if we go to the hourly chart, you can see exactly how many times we bounce off of that resistance over here. Probably over 10 times. But, yeah, so right now, let's see, with 330 resistance, probably one back here. Which we're pretty much testing this cluster of volume here. And 330. Yeah, you can see a whole bunch of resistance here as well. Around 330. All these rejections here, bounces off when you're above it, that's support. You can see all these bounces as well, rejections here. Above it. And it's our first time back up there. There may be a resistance line as well like this, where it starts to trend up like that. And then just bounce off a bit more often. Now, let's take a look at the size of the pullback is starting to look a little bit much here. Probably over 50%. Yep, it's getting a little bit. If we don't bounce here on Monday and we get another leg down, it's favoring the bears. So we'll have to see if we need to bounce off this 12 EMA, which they did and hold on Friday, but no signs of real offense yet. This could still be an hourly bear flag. So we want to see a bigger bounce and then potentially hourly uptrend form back here for us to potentially say this can mark this temporary drop, this 2-day drop here. Otherwise, they may start to favor the bears and come back. Ideally, we hold above 310. Last thing you want to do is come back to the structure after we've broken above it finally. So if we do flush on morning, I want to see it bounce from 310. We'll see how that goes. All right, that's what I got for you guys. I did the commodities update video just before this one, so if you guys want to check that out, check the commodities video out as well. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe. They're always appreciated. And support the channels if you want to join membership. I do membership videos every Sunday. And have a great rest of you guys' weekend.